optometrist. Wow, what a day it is. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd, and by this time on Thursday, we will be 42 minutes. I mean, the waiting room opens 10 minutes earlier. So if you want to have a quick chat, you want to have introduce yourself, let's just have a quick chat on who you are and, just chit chat before we get started. You really want to be there early. And if you have not yet registered for the program, well, you're missing out yourself. So I am just going to share this stream right now to various platforms. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Today is a very, very interesting topic because I know some of you have been thinking about UK optometry and you've been wondering, do I really, it's something I really like to do, but do I really, is it really right for me? And today I'm going to be sharing with you three core things, three signs that you are ready to practice in the UK. Even if you're not sure where to start. Okay, so this is what we are looking at today. Welcome, everyone. Let me know where you are watching from. I just want to go ahead and share this stream right now onto all platforms. If you're watching live from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, let me know in the comments below. And if you can hear me loud and clear, more importantly, let me know. I need to know that you can hear me before we get started. Hi. And I hope you've registered for the masterclass. I'm just giving you a little link clean. So 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, the waiting room, the waiting room will be opened round about 20-30 minutes before, but 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, I'll open up the Zoom room. I want you to come in, and the first few people that come in will have a chit chat, get going where you are at. You could even get your question in early. More importantly, I like to meet you. It's okay to do things through social media, but it's also nice to meet you. Let me see who's here. Thank you. Let's see. You are audible to Baron. Thank you so much for letting me know. Right. So let me just bear with me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I share this. Yep, I'm just going to share this into the groups. Cool. Oh, can even do a bit more today. Let's try that. Oh, okay, good. If you have any questions as you're coming in right now, go ahead and put your questions in the comments below. And then we're going to get started in this awesome discussion that we're having. So, number one thing that we're going to be discussing, I'm just going to introduce myself for those of you that haven't met me before, maybe. My name is Adeze Cosmos, founder of ACN Academy, and we do nothing but helping international optometrists gain UK qualification with clarity and confidence. And today, I really want to help answer that question that has been lurking on your mind. Am I actually ready to practice as an optometrist in the UK? UK seems a little bit complicated. Maybe it seems too strict. You've heard a lot of stories. I want to ask in the comments below, actually, how many of you heard of the honey rose syndrome thing? An optometrist that not only lost her license, but obviously, unfortunately, was put into prison for malpractice. Have you heard that story? Let's see. Let me see. If you're watching live and have you heard anything like that? Do you heard about that? No, not really. Maybe not. But yeah, I know that some people may be feeling quite unsure, but by the end of this section, my goal is for you to know exactly where you stand and what your next move should be. Okay, so let's dive into it. It's going to be three but there's a lot of subheadings onto what we're going to be discussing. All right. So number one, for sure, would be that you are already practicing and trained in your country, but it doesn't stop there. And you are asking the very big question, what next? Okay. So not just that you're practicing in your country, but you are asking the question, what next? This is often the first internal clue that there is the next step. And for the United Kingdom, because of how the practice is well placed and structured, usually if you're so content with the kind of practice, the equipment, and the expertise that you have right where you are at, maybe UK may not be your next step, because it takes nerves, it takes time, it takes discipline for you to become not only just the UK ready optom going into your GOC interview, but a UK ready optometrist that is ready to take care of the British community. And like you may have noticed, or if you've done your research, you will know that the British community is a very vast community of different tribes across the nations, whether it be African, Indian, American, Europe. It just cuts across all. Okay. And so you must be wanting more, because in optometry in the UK, there is no time for complacency. Yeah. So you must be one that is practicing in your country. And I want to add here that in your country, you're practicing at the highest level. Absolutely. Whether you are in hospital practice, you're specialized in theater, orthoptics, low vision, you have to be practicing at the highest level in your own country. And then you're thinking there must be more. And then you know that you are ready for UK practice. Okay. Now, as I'm dropping these things, I want you can write some things down in your journal. You can be asking yourself, I can see some already nodding their head. Yeah, definitely that's me. Now, I'm going to stop here to say that if your key and primary purpose of coming to practice in the UK is just for the money and for the better status, like better living conditions, it doesn't work like that. Because, do you know why I say that? I say that because there is no laxity when it comes to UK optometry. I mean, I've been qualified in the UK now, going over 10 years, and every single year there are a lot of continuous professional development that we have to engage in each and every day in the consulting room. Even at the level of my expertise, I still come across cases, and I'm learning on a daily basis. I don't know why I'm looking upstairs. I'm just looking at it. Looks like I'm looking up. All right, good. Please, once you come online, I want you to, if you're watching live, write hashtag live. If you're watching replay, go ahead and say hashtag replay. Okay. So you might not realize it, but you already have got clinical competence, experience. You've got a clinical experience by all the patients maybe you have given glasses to, you've helped in the theater and they've gone through surgery. You've taken care of them through pre and post. I know some of us in Nigeria even go ahead, we're doing all those excisions, corneal foreign body removal, pseudopterygium excisions and all. Some in other countries are even doing a bit of laser here, right there, hands-on in the theater. These are all clinical experience that you are building from. And then, another level under this particular level will be those that are constantly asking questions, like they More so, they have gone outside, just their first degree. They are doing a lot of continuous education programs. Some people have gone through like fellowship in other countries, like fellowship with the American Association and things like that. you know you could see that you're actively doing things within your reach to improve your clinical experience, your clinical competence. This is a very good sign that the UK that you're thinking about is definitely, you are sort of ready. Because now when say, you actually ready, I don't mean are you ready because all the details of all the core competencies, exactly how practice in the UK works, or you're quite aware of, all the how the tax system works, how the teamwork works, and all the people that are involved in the medical and the optical team managing case patients on a day by day basis. But the readiness is going to be formed from really what is around you and where you are in your headspace. And it's so important because of the rigor you need to go through. Yeah, I tell you, I'm going to be telling you the truth here. If you feel that just coming into the UK and going through the qualification process, you're just going to rock up to that interview hall with the knowledge that you may feel that you have, and come out with a proceed to pre-reg, it doesn't happen. Go ask all of them. It's just that obviously in our community, when people go into that interview hall and come out with adaptations, they zip it. No one wants to share what they, no one wants to share their no one wants to share and tell the story from their failure for now. But I know that as time goes on, maybe when they are fully qualified, they will be open enough to come and say, well, I thought. Who was that? Who was that? I'm just remembering a particular candidate. No, this was our time. This was when we were doing our thing, I think. Yeah, somebody was saying that I just knew that I wasn't quite with it with ocular diseases. I knew I wasn't quite. Yeah, I knew that I didn't really have that experience in contact lenses or things like that. No. So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into, and I want to say that the continuous wanting to you know, expand your clinical horizon doesn't just end with passing the GOC interview. It doesn't even end with passing your OSCEs after the pre-registration year. Once you are in the UK practicing optometry, you have to have the desire to continue to improve your clinical competence, because that is what gives life to your PIN number, your GOC number. That is what hinders you and the other person from receiving that coded email from the GOC for malpractice, for missing. Do you get what I mean? Like missing a particular disease condition that was obviously evident in the eye, that has then now caused harm either in sight or life. All right. Yeah. And that's why it's really important that money is really good. Okay. I remember when I was coming in, my siblings, my friends were like, I don't know what you're doing there. This place is really good, not just for you, for your children. Yes, there's money, there's affluence, there's a better life for your children. But if that is only your driving force, it doesn't hold water. When push comes to shove, you'll crack. And that's why so many people, they start and they drop off along the way. Some even get to pre-registration year and they drop off because the amount of studies and things that need to go in to even going through the pre-registration year and getting qualified, it is not beans. Go ask anyone. And I just want to know in the comments below, do you have any of your friends, your colleagues that are in the United Kingdom going through pre-reg? Have they shared with you the things that they are going through? All right, so I'm working for an optical company. Is it enough? The Baron, What do you mean? What is your role in that optical company? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for your question. Just let me know, and then I would answer you. I want to know, what is your role in the optical company? That's one. And number two, when you say your role, I want you to be specific about the three core things you do in that optical company, and then I can let you know whether it's enough. Now, I'm just gonna, because of what the Baron said, I remember somebody sending an email to me and was asking if, since they are in the UK and they are working as an optical assistant in one of the optical stores like Vision Express or Boots or somewhere, is that enough clinical experience? The answer is no. The clinical experience they want is the clinical experience of seeing patients, making clear decisions on what these patients are going to, what is going to happen to them as regarding their eyesight, as regarding their eye health. How are you correlating? So I want to know. Deborah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll answer you. And that, thank you so much for that question. I'm just going to move this here. All right. So if you feel, that you have this clinical foundation and you're constantly thinking about continuing your optometry career, you're researching on how, you've even done a little bit of courses here and there. Now, it's not mandatory. I want to say this. In the application form, it does ask you for your post qualification. It is not mandatory, because where we go into for the GOC interview and the entry level for international optometry is foundational level. It is literally out from uni level. So you do not need a master's or anything like that. So do not fret if you are seeing in the application form filling your postgraduate qualifications. If you ain't got a master's, you haven't done any sort of top-up degrees and all, don't worry about it. It's not mandatory. Okay, good. And that feeds into the second sign is, the next thing is number two. Do you know what you don't, do you know what you don't know? It's a big one, isn't it? Like a tongue twister. Do you know what you don't know? And are you ready to learn what you don't know? This mindset is the secret ingredient of successful candidates. I love it in the academy when I'm doing clarity calls and I have an optometrist come in and they say to me, I know that I know this, I know this, I know that. This is where I need help. Including those that say, I know that I have what I know, but I really want to go back to grassroots and learn everything. They know what they don't know, and they are ready to learn. They are already ahead of the game, because you can't just float into this system without having, put into account what you know, what you don't know. What do you need to improve on? Do you get what I mean? Know your clinical knowledge. I've worked with so many optoms that have been out of the academic setting for so long, and it becomes a bother to them. But I'm so grateful that, they come in, we get started, we get going, the mind, brain is open up, and they start learning and refreshing their memory. One actually said to me, my mind is refreshed from the things that I was learning in uni. So even if it's been a long time ago, especially for those of you optoms that have qualified for so long a time, you may be thinking, okay, I know that I haven't really been in this academic space for a long time. At least you know what you don't know. You know that you haven't been in the academic space. You have identified that this is, yes, it's clinical knowledge, but there's a lot of academics that goes into it. You know what you don't know. And then you're ready to learn. You're ready to be opened for, you're open for feedback, for guidance. You're actively looking for someone who has done it, who is guiding me. And I believe that's why most of you even found me and the academy. So that is self-awareness. And honestly, that is readiness. The GOC doesn't expect you to be perfect, actually. All they expect is that you are prepared, ready to showcase and prove to them that you are clinically ready to handle patients in the United Kingdom. Okay, and I'm going to be breaking down a lot of things that you need to be doing in the masterclass. So if you are not yet registered for that masterclass, I want to encourage you to do so. I want to believe that the link is right there in exactly. Amazing. That is more than enough, Debaran. I'm happy to see that. Working as an optometrist, role, refraction, comprehensive eye testing, contact lenses, prosthetic contact lens fitting, dispensing, that is definitely more than enough. Yes, that is definitely there. All right. Now, the next thing is that you need to be in that space where you know your worth. Yes. Okay. This is more or less like a dating sort of situation. You don't expect anyone to love you if you're not loving yourself. How will the assessors believe that you have the clinical competence? And how can they be so confident that you are ready to go into the test room safely, knowing your boundaries when you don't believe in yourself? And so, before we even begin to think, am I ready? Is it the United Kingdom? You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am meant for more. Mhm. I am meant for more. As the British Optometry Association is welcoming so many optometrists from the international community. My goodness, maker me. They cannot do without me. They need me in that consulting room. And they're not. And one thing this will do for you, this sort of mindset, it's preparing you for one key interview question. Do you want to know the question? If you want to know the question, type question in the say yes in the comments below, and I'll tell you the question. There's one key question, and I noticed that when I'm doing mock interviews, people will be answering questions. They just be answering, clinical stuff. They're answering and all that sort of thing. And I remember one of our candidates that I was working with her for a while, and then she's anything you ask her, she's just answering it. She knows what it is, how she's doing it in her country, how it applies in the United Kingdom. And then I asked her this one key question, and then she starts muttering. Okay, I've got 2 yeses. I'll take it. I'll take those 2 yeses. And the question is, why the United Kingdom? Why do you want to practice in the United Kingdom? Now she started muttering, and I do ask that on my clarity poll as well. And then people start muttering about how, in my country, we don't really have equipment. In my country, people are not really developed. In my country, some may go to, because it's me, they will say things like, oh, I want something better for my life and for my family. This place, this country is all messed up. That's not it. No. Mindset has to shift into, I am a valuable optometrist. You need to search within and see, why would they open the doors for you? I mean, they've got so many applications, isn't it? So many applications they've got there. Why do they want you, the Baron? That's the question. Why would they allow the Baron into the United Kingdom? Why would they? Why would they want Sumi in the United Kingdom. Why would they want you? So you need to move your mindset to the fact that yes, I know I am valuable. I know that I am so valuable to the British Optometry Association. They can't this is the skill I have. This is the skill I have. I speak multi-language. I know how to do with this particular culture. Do you get what I mean? Hi. Hi, Poen. Thank you for coming in. So you need to know why. It's really, really important. Okay? Good. All right. So now, the next thing to check if you are that stands as a sign that you are able to and I'm gonna the way I will phrase this one is you need to believe that you have something valuable to offer. Even if you doubt yourself, your passions need to show that you are ready. You need to go into that place when you're doing your application form, when you're in that interview hall. You need to present yourself as the next big thing UK optometry. Like, I am the next big thing for UK optometry. You're not the next big thing for me. I mean, I could be earning in naira before you're going to be paying me in pounds. So what? But I'm the next big thing for UK optometry. Do you get what I mean? So you have to come out with things such as, how are you going to help the British Optometric Association? What sort of skills do you bring to the scene? Do you get what I mean? Those are the things that we're talking about. So you must believe that you have something valuable to offer. Let us move our mindset, international optoms. Move your mindset from the I am going to the UK and I will be able to pay my bills and I'm gonna get. No, no, no. It's all about you are ready for this process once you are able to know that you have a valuable offer. And the UK, and honestly, I know some people that have gone in for their interview and that very day, the same day, proceed. We don't want to miss this one. The same day. Some others 3 weeks, 4 weeks. No, no, no. Okay. So that is really important. So, and then we've talked about you are ready for professional growth. And the final thing I'm going to say here is that you are ready to take instruction. Awesome. I like that. I am disciplined, ambitious, a passionate learner, and I serve quality care. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, the last thing I would like to say here is for you to know that you are ready, look, 2 in 1, for the UK practice is my African people, hear me out here. You're coming down from your high horse. I'm Dr. Cosmos and you're the cleaner. Doesn't work in the United Kingdom. Oh, yeah. I'm the man of the house and you should be in the kitchen. Go get my drink. It doesn't work like that here. Whether you are the optometrist, the optical assistant, actually, we've had so many stories of optoms that have come into practice during their pre-registration year, and they ask them to do something on the shop floor, maybe go do something, and they start feeling like, why should I do it when I'm the optometrist? So if you don't have a teachable spirit and you don't have a team spirit, then definitely UK practice isn't for you. I said when I came into the UK that UK is a leveler. I remember starting with Specsavers on the shop floor, and I remember meeting the owner of the practice, and he's running around fixing screws in glasses, moving around trying to help people, serving people, and I see other optoms and even optical assistants and everyone coming to him, calling him by name, like, Joseph, do you mind pre-screening that person? Do you mind fixing that person's glasses? It was a bit like, What? In my mind, I'm thinking, how dare they? And I would always call him sir, and he's like, stop this, sir. It doesn't matter that I'm the practice owner. What we are here for the patients. So it doesn't matter that I own the practice. You need to, it doesn't, that's not the way it works here. Everyone is working towards one goal. And so once you are that kind of person that is humble at heart, I like what the Baron said actually, a passionate learner, ambitious, disciplined, and can serve quality care. You're able to come down, not really ambitious here, but you have a humble spirit to blend in, that when you come into practice, a lot of international optometrists, let me tell you, are having problems in clinics. They're losing their jobs, not because of clinical malpractice, not because they didn't know how to do maybe a slit lamp technique or a Volk examination, or they missed something, but because of their attitude. Their attitude. So you need to have that smiling. I always tell them when they come in, British people, they love those that smile. Let's have some smiley emojis. They love people that smile. Okay, so that's that one. And finally, you need to be someone, if you're someone that regularly knows how to break the rules, you need to like work on your self-discipline. I like how he said discipline. You need to work on your self-discipline. The speed limit is 60, you're doing 65. You clock in at 10, you're supposed to clock in at 10, you turn up 10:30. No. The way the British optometry works, we work under strict guidelines. We do not cross our ranks. Do you get what I mean? We know where our expertise ends, and then we know how to signpost and move on to the next one. Okay? So this is definitely, and there's so many more I could talk about. Maybe I will, maybe I'll do a video on that, because I've got a meeting that I need to attend. I've got some lectures and tutorials that I'm delivering in the academy after this, but I hope this has given you just a little insight about the culture of optometry in the UK, and things that you should be looking out um, for when you're thinking about going on this journey. So I want to leave you with this. If any of these signs sound like you are not unprepared. You are actually closer than you think. You don't need to just on your own. And I believe that's why you're on the live stream. You don't need to wait until you're 100% confident. It's all about having these foundations, and then you begin to, grow and build on it. And definitely with a clear path and the right support, you're definitely going to be so successful in your journey as a UK optometrist. And to that end, remember the masterclass. If you registered for the masterclass, I want you to say, just give me a hands up. Just say me in the comments below. If you've registered for it's a free masterclass on the 24th of this month, which is on Thursday, actually. Oh, 4 minutes to doors open. Now, if you want to have just a Zoom video on one-to-one with, we have a little chit chat before we get started at 8 p.m. You want to come in early. So 10 to 8 p.m. Just like if this was on Thursday, 4 minutes, the door opens and we have a little chit chat before we start at 8 p.m. I know and I value your time and your internet. And so I'm not going to bore you, waste so much time in the masterclass. It's going to be sharp. It's going to be brief. And I'm just going to be coming with your pen, your pencil, your writing materials. Get a cup of tea. Be ready to take notes, because everything I'm going to be sharing with you in the masterclass is enough for you to run with it and become that UK qualified optometrist that you want to be. And so if you haven't registered for that masterclass, you want to check the links. I'm sure maybe on Facebook, LinkedIn. No, not LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a link in my bio. On Facebook is also link in my bio. Madam, I'm not practicing retina examination now. You have to be practicing it, darling. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to practice it, because when it comes to the competencies that you need to cover and the things that you're doing, you need to be examining the retina. That is that not part of the full eye examination? No, a full eye examination is refraction and anterior and posterior eye examination. I don't know what you're going to do, darling. You may need to go and meet someone in your country, place like that, maybe the hospital. Go to the hospital in your country, the eye hospital, because they will be doing a lot of posterior eye examinations. That is really going to help you. So even if you're not doing it right now and you've done it before, it's fine. If you haven't done it at all, I don't think so, because then you wouldn't even be an optometrist qualified, isn't it? So, the Baron, it doesn't matter if you're not doing it right now, as far as you have that experience before, but it would be helpful maybe to go to a hospital around you, even if it's voluntary work, so that you can, refresh your memory and things about the retina and everything, because it's very core. And I would say to you, yesterday I talked about adaptations. For those that are getting ocular pathology adaptation, it costs in excess. Some universities actually it's £5,000. The 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 cheapest one is £3,000, but if they're full, then moving to £5,000. So good, you did it before. That's good. Good. As far as you've got 12 months of doing that, that is amazing. All right, everyone. Do we have any other questions? Debaran, thank you so much for asking your question. Powen, Oja, thank you for coming in. So I see that smiley face. Thank you so much. All of you that are watching Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, thank you so much. For those of you that are able to even join us during lunchtime, I know, Debaran, you said that you can't have access to TikTok, and that's why we try our best to duplicate. And actually, for those of you that were on TikTok in the afternoon, you know that we're talking a total different thing here now. So you do benefit by being part of those two sessions. All right. So where have I gone? Where have I gone? Where are me? Where are me? What has happened to my stream? Just bear with me 1 second. I don't know what is happening here. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, there I am. Okay. All right, good. Thank you so much, everyone. If you are already in the process, you have submitted your form, and or you have paid the £455, or you have an interview date, and you really want to go through an intensive with the academy to ensure that you have the best chances of passing your interview and avoiding the expensive cost of adaptation courses, you want to DM me on any of the platform you are on, or comment GOC in the comments below. I will invite you in for a call, and we'll see how best we can support that journey. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you all here, and I'll see you on Thursday. But I'm going to be back tomorrow evening anyway with another exciting time. Was this helpful for anyone? Let me know. Was this helpful? Did you learn anything today? Are you really thinking about your life? You thinking about, how many of you listen to what I said and you think you're ready? Let me see. If you think you're ready, type ready in the comments below. Let me see. Go ahead and like the page as well. Go ahead and subscribe if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. Follow the page. I want to know, those of you that are still here, thank you so much for being here right now. I'm just going to clock up in a second so I can join the other meeting. Ready. I like that, Somi. So I like that kind of ready. Yeah, we're ready for it. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome. Any other person feel they're ready? Awesome. Good. So that was helpful. Yeah. No more second guessing. Am I ready? Is the UK for me? Is this going to work for me? Aha. It's working for you. Exactly. If you have the things that we've said and many more that we could say, you are definitely ready. And I'll say, go for it. The Academy, me, myself, we're all rooting for your success. We're here to support you. Ask your questions, be in touch. And I would say, thank you so much. I'll catch you tomorrow, lunchtime on TikTok, and in the evening on, on all other platforms. But thank you so much for being here right now. And you take care. Bye now.